round, just to get it over with, so I can show you how I think or hope my Super Bowl predictions will line up exactly the way I called it on the Labor Day episode that you can always go back and listen to at any time because we're available wherever you get your pods. So if I have the Chargers eliminating the Texans and the Ravens eliminating the Steelers, then in round two of the divisional round, then and the Broncos upsetting the Bills, that means I've got Denver going to Kansas City in the divisional round because they're the lowest remaining seed at 7. So they're going to have to play number 1 Kansas City, and that means I have the Chargers at 5 going to play the number 3 Ravens. I've got the Ravens advancing. I would like to give the Chargers 2 playoff wins, but because they weren't a number 1 or number 2 seed like he was in San Francisco, one is enough. That'll be enough to say the Chargers they're on to something, and they'll make their exit in the second round as they'll lose to Baltimore. And I think the Denver Broncos, call me crazy, but I think they're going to upset the Kansas City Chiefs too on the Chiefs' first game. I think the Chiefs are going to be one and done. I think just too much rest is going to provide some rust. Patrick Mahomes didn't play. He's going to play. But the Broncos is a good team. And the Broncos lost by 2 against the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. Let's not pay attention to what happened today. We know that wasn't Patrick Mahomes. That wasn't Kelsey. We know we didn't see a lot of the starters. But when they played starters against starters, this was another one of those one-score games that the Chiefs barely won. We always asked, everybody has asked all season long, was that going to come back to haunt them? And everybody keeps saying, no. It's the Chiefs. Well, if I got the Ravens in the Super Bowl, somebody's got to do the dirty work. And I don't even think the Ravens are going to have to do it. Give me the Denver Broncos. As much as I said the Chiefs should let the Broncos in to avoid playing the Bengals, I think they're still going to get tossed here by the Broncos. The number 7 seed advances. I have them advancing to the AFC Championship. Moving on, if I got the Packers bouncing the Eagles, another number 7 seed, then that means they're going to play the number 1 Detroit Lions in Detroit. And I've got the Lions winning that game. The Packers will play a great game, though, and they're, again, going to make their divisional round exit as I have the Lions winning, and I would have the Commanders, if I have them beating the Buccaneers, and I got them going either to Minnesota or to L.A. Well, I picked the Rams, so I got the Commanders going to L.A., and I've got the Commanders, peep this out, I got the Commanders in another upset win, and I think the number 6 seed Commanders will be in the NFC Championship game going to Detroit to play the Lions. We've seen enough of Jared Goff. I think we've seen it enough. We saw it twice last year, I believe, regular season and postseason. Or we saw it in the postseason, and we saw it again earlier this year in the regular season. So enough of Goff and Stafford. I'm tired of seeing that. So I think the Commanders, the young Jayden Daniels is going to go into the Rams Stadium, and he's going to bounce them too. Going to Tampa Bay is not hard to do, and going to L.A. playing in that pretty dome where it's nice and cozy, that's not going to be hard to do. So I've got the Commanders and the Lions in the NFC Championship, and I've got the Ravens and the Broncos in the AFC Championship. And, of course, in order for me to be right with my Super Bowl predictions, I have the Ravens beating the Broncos, and I have the Lions in a close one, knocking off the Commanders. Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl 59. I don't know who's going to win that game, to be honest with you, but I think with it being in New Orleans, the last time the Ravens won a Super Bowl, it was in New Orleans. It's been 12 years. His brother Harbaugh's back, so that's why I give him a playoff win too. It's a connection there with all the gematria stuff that I was going with earlier in the year, and I've known about this for like a year and a half or 2 years now. This is the year I was telling you, Terrence, that they're probably going to win the whole thing. 59, not 58. They fooled us, had us thinking it was going to be last year with that red and purple Super Bowl logo theme and all that, but nope. This is it. I got Ravens and Lions. That's my Super Bowl prediction. And as much as I would love for the Lions to win, and I'm not going to lie, for the city of Detroit, I would also love for Lamar Jackson to win a Super Bowl. And I think this is how it's going to go. Gematria is the only reason why I'm saying this. And if this doesn't happen, I'm done with that. I'm not talking about it or speak of it anymore because Terrence, we've always said they're not going to let the blackest of the black win a Super Bowl, right?
No, they can't.
But Gematria is the only reason why I'm going with them, and that's my pick. I just wanted to get all of that out of the way. It's hard to do what I just did, but I just gave you the whole playoff picture and all the way from now wild card to the Super Bowl. I know I won't hit all of those right, but let's see how it goes.
Hey, it sounded good to me.